Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something super important: your future career. Choosing a career, it's one of the biggest decisions you'll make, right? It can feel a little overwhelming, but starting to think about it now is one of the smartest things you can do. So, let's break down why career planning is so crucial and how you can get started on your own path. So, let's just jump right in with the big one. After all the lectures, all the exams, all the late night study sessions, who are you going to be when you graduate? And I don't just mean a job title. I mean, what kind of impact do you want to have? What kind of lifestyle do you want to lead? This is the question that's going to guide everything else we talk about. Now, if that last question made your stomach do a little flip-flop, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. Check this out. Over 60% of first-year students feel the exact same way, a little unsure, maybe a little lost, and that is completely normal. This isn't about having all the answers right now. It's just about starting to draw the map. Okay, so our first step is to ask some really important questions. We're going to look past the next exam or the next assignment and really think about what you want your life to look like after university. Think of these 4 questions as your starting point. First, what do you picture yourself doing right after you get that diploma? Now zoom out. What are the really big, life-defining decisions for you? A career is definitely on that list. And this next one is key. How do you personally define success? Is it about money, creative freedom, helping others? There's no wrong answer. And finally, once you have that picture of success, what are the actual steps to get there? This is the framework for your entire plan. Now, let's talk about why starting this whole process now is so important. It all comes down to managing your single most valuable and most limited resource. And that resource, of course, is time. It's always moving forward and you can never get it back. Right now, as a student, you have an incredible amount of it. The key is understanding how to invest it wisely for your future. You know, if you map out an average life, you can see these clear phases. Right now, you're in the learning phase, soaking up all this knowledge. Next up is the main working phase, where you build your career. And then comes the enjoy phase, where you hopefully get to reap the rewards. Simple enough, right? But let's look a little closer at that middle part. Because here's the critical part. That prime working period when you have the most energy and opportunity is roughly from age 25 to 50. That's a 25-year window. And yeah, it sounds like a lot of time, but you'll see how quickly it breaks down. Let's put that 25-year window into perspective. If you're 20 years old right now, you have about 1,560 weeks until you hit 50. That's it. That's the amount of time you have to build the core of your career. Okay, now let's fast forward 10 years. You're 30. Suddenly, you're down to just over 1,000 weeks. And just like that, a third of your prime career-building time is gone. And by the time you're 40, you're looking at just 520 weeks left. Half of your most effective working years have vanished. Now, the point of this isn't to scare you. It's to show you that the decisions you make now have incredible power because your time is finite. So with time being so precious, how do you make the most of it? Well, the answer is something called career orientation. Think of this as your personal guide for navigating the future. Career orientation isn't a one-and-done decision. It's an active process. It's about constantly learning about yourself and about the job market. It's about exploring different paths. And maybe most importantly, it's about using that knowledge to make smart choices and then actually doing the work to build the future you want. And if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. It's a continuous, lifelong process. The job you start with might not be the job you retire from. New industries will pop up, your own interests are going to change. Career planning is a skill you will use over and over again. Okay, now that we know what career orientation is, let's get practical. Here are a couple of simple but really powerful models you can use to start building your own path to success. First up, here's a simple one to remember, the PhD formula. And no, you don't need to go get your doctorate. Here, P stands for passion. Find work that genuinely excites you. H is for hardworking. Success is built on effort, not luck. And D is for discipline. That's the self-control to keep going, even on the days you just don't feel like it. Here's another great model, often called the 3 keys to contribution. It's about combining 3 essential parts. You need the heart. That's your passion, your why. You need the head. That's your knowledge and expertise. And you need the hand, the practical skills to apply that knowledge and make things happen. When all 3 of those work together, you create incredible value. So when you apply these ideas, what does that look like over time? Your career isn't just a job. It becomes a journey of growth. Let's look at one possible path. Here's just one example of a career path. You spend your first 25 years building a foundation, and that's where you are right now. Then maybe you spend a decade mastering a profession, becoming a true expert. From there, you could step into leadership as a manager. And who knows, maybe one day you'll take all that experience and become a founder. The key thing to remember is that this is just one possibility. Your journey will be uniquely yours. All right, it's your turn. It is time to start thinking like a strategist about your own career. What's your first move? What do you need to learn next? What's your long-term goal? Ultimately, a dream is just a dream until you act on it. So the final question I want to leave you with is this. What is one thing you will do today to start making your dream a reality? Don't wait. Write it down. Your journey starts now.